What's up, guys? I'm back. I didn't die from the bars. Had a wonderful birthday. We in this thing. AEL week 4. Oh my goodness. I'm Beautiful Crow. I got Turk with me. Ice on the prod as usual. I'm excited. This is gonna be dope. We got a fun one for y'all tonight. Turk, how you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing really good. I'm glad to have you back too. It's very, very much welcoming. So yeah, welcome aboard once again here. And yeah, you're right. We got a great series here tonight. Very curious to see how things go. Dorado Gaming Omega could be the team I'm really looking at tonight here. Really, I think they've dropped one game in total, but sitting at a solid 2-0 record right now, if I'm not mistaken here. So they're looking really strong at this point right now. So Dorado Gaming Omega is the team that I'm watching tonight. I'm very excited to see how they play.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Dorado, wonderful org. I know I got Epsilon in here as well, but we're focusing on Omega as we are going to go over these rosters real quick here, give you a lowdown. On tonight's lineup for Dorado Gaming Omega, it will be, oh God, where'd it go?
It will be the draft.
It will be the draft.
There we go, okay.
We got over the top lane, Call in the jungle. Keep a boy? Keep a boy, got you. Keep a boy.
Big fan.
In mid. 2-5 and Eudora round out the bot lane support. Ooh,
yep.
That's
lots of subs too. That's a very deep bench that we could see. So, okay, very deep bench. Yeah. So Dorado Gaming Omega, as we were talking about, Syndicate, Sean Fan Club here, sitting at 1-1, 3-2 overall. We got Callie G in the top side, Guo jungle, Sean mid, Solo Mason, and then we've got A-Hop in that support role here. So, wondering how Syndicate Sean Fan Club's going to hold up. You and I are talking behind the scenes. Big fan of the name too. Big fan.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we love that name for sure. Okay, so yeah, as we were talking about there's quite a bit moving forwards here. We're already into week 4. I don't know what it is about AEL, but it always seems to fly. So as we do progress, obviously the games become more and more important right now. So Syndicate Sean Fan Club, if they're able to pull the wool over the eyes of Dorado Gaming here, that's going to sit them at 2-1, basically matching the scoreline of Dorado Gaming. So that would be nice if they're able to do that. And equally so, Dorado Gaming 3-0 looks a heck of a lot better than 2-1. So we'll see how things play out for both sides as we do move into the draft, Crow.
Okay, yes, getting into this draft here. Let's see, what are we looking at priority pick wise? I mean, coming off of both of these teams, right? I mean, we do know Boy likes to get active in the mid lane, but I still think jungle controls so much of the current metagame right now. So I know Cahal might get pinched a little bit.
I'm wondering myself too. I know both of these ADs, they play a lot of Varus, they play Ez, they play Jinx, so they do share that champ pool. I haven't seen 2-5 play as much Jinx, so I should probably take that one back, but the one pick I do want to highlight for Dorado Gaming here, especially since they are on the blue side, is actually that Hui pick. So that Hui picks came in a few times already here from 2-5, so I know that they play at bot. I'm curious to see if they flex it to mid too, so B1, Doggo's got a lot of options here, Crow.
Very true. A lot of options still available. And now for the Sean Fan Club, first off, what are we gonna get Sean on?
True.
What is thrown his way?
Sean the GOAT, what is he gonna pick? I've got him playing Corki, Karma, Silas, Mordekaiser. I'm pretty sure he played a game of Mord, Victor, and then Xerath. So lots of control mages, and if that Mord pick is true, then a bit of a Chad with that pocket pick.
Yeah, that's crazy. The pocket Mord spicy.
Wait, like to see that.
Now we see, Doggo, Dad had us scouted out. They're like, bro, that Mord was crazy. Let's not have that happen at all ever again.
Yeah.
Type that out in his first ban rotation. I actually am sad because I'm wondering, like, damn, did he play that good on it?
Like, I'm pretty sure he played at mid, so don't quote me 100%, but I'm like 95 here. It looks like the B1 is going to be Cassante. I do want to mention too, Darius, that Darius ban coming through, so Darius is out and actually now a bit of a flex. Probably wouldn't send it top too early on, but if you are going to B1 Cassante, it makes a lot of sense. But Darius, the point I did want to mention before, he's actually risen in priority quite a bit in the jungle role, so I wonder if we'll actually end up seeing more Darius as we move into week 5, 6, and 7. But yeah, right now it seems like Darius is doing really well on that jungle, and it looks like we are going to get that R1 Varus pick come through. Pretty much tried and true stock standard as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, very much. Gonna go ahead and grab that one sniped right up. I mean, now the issue is though, how do you craft around this? I'm not sure which variation of Varus is more played right now, whether that's the on hit or the poke lethality.
Got that flexibility. It's 50-50. It's entirely dependent on whatever teams or like whatever the team comp that you're into has drafted. So already with Cassante on the table, you want to be careful with poke already. Immediately, that should be your first thought. The Camille, though, I like that quite a bit.
I like that. Yeah, really good combative. In the side lane, should they choose to only focus on that 1v1, not really allow the Cassante to be a team fight factor. And in response, it looks like Doggos are gonna go ahead and grab up that Corki. Still a bit of a flex. I mean, mostly you only see him mid. On occasion, he will make a spell down to the bot side of things. But a very good answer into the Varus, I think, because I mean, once they hit 6, right, you have the rocket, your rocket spam to combat that Q poke, using the package for maneuverability, etc., etc.
You got a lot of you got a lot of gap close and burst too with that Corki, so you can always, whenever you want, you can close that gap. You can just force with that Valkyrie. Now, of course, when you use the Valkyrie, it's going to take up a lot of mana, and of course, you don't have it to get away, but nevertheless, that threat's still there. That Viego pick coming through too. We really want to see something paired with some more CC on the side of Doggo here moving into phase 2, but I do like the Viego pick. That to me is like all about get your resets, and then you can continue to keep on fighting. So 1 kill on Doggo right away with phase 1. Looks to me like they're pretty much off to the races here, and R3 from SFC, I wonder what they're going to pick right now. If it's going to be support, if they're going to pick something like the Galio, that's another option too. You could index into that. Looks like it is just going to be more dive though. It's going to be the Wukong.
I love that they're matching aggression with aggression here, which I do believe they necessarily need to do. It's, you have to have a very active team comp to fight against this, right? You can't really afford to, sure, you could add just draft disengage. Not necessarily the case when you have Viego with the ultimate that's blinking over things and getting those possessions on resets, and you have Cassante, who literally has an invulnerability and denial in his kit. It's very smart for them to grab more, combative engage as well as disengage, because you can use the Camille ultimate and the Wukong ultimate both to engage and disengage as well. So aiming a bit towards the mid lane for these bans Dorado going to take away the Oriana, which I definitely am appreciative of because of the synergy it already exists with Camille and Wukong.
Yeah, for sure. Get the Ori off the table. That's a smart ban. 100%. That's really safe too. You can R4 pick that. Of course there are counters into Oriana, but usually you're just going to match Control Mage for Control Mage. So that to me makes a lot of sense. And maybe you do just send that Corki mid. You wouldn't want to go against that either way. It's just going to be able to outrange you. It's going to outscale you at some point too. Level 9, usually about all those, I think that's 5 points at W. I think he maxed W now. It used to be Q, but it's been a long time since I played. We're going to see the Rel ban coming through here. So R4, what's it going to be? Is it going to be the mid or is it going to be the support?
Wow. Man, I mean, they pinched the support pool pretty heavily. No Thresh, no Braum, no Rel, no Karma either. It's taking away these engage options and like these, a little bit more input options. I really do like that. And they're going to keep it going with the Alistar pick here. Look, the Sean fan club saying, hey, we ready to fight. Like, we are getting down and dirty. The gloves are coming off. We are not playing around right now. And like, this composition spells fight, fight, fight at every stage of the game. And I know Dorado, they're looking to do near the same with their picks. And I mean, they can probably go blow for blow right now.
Poppy screams to me. If it's going to be the Renata, that makes a lot of sense too, because it's going to give you that priority in that bot side. Playing Alistar to that champion is very difficult, but you also have full dive on the side of Sean fan club too, so Renata counters that entirely. If that Renata manages to stay alive, I hear you, by the way, Crow. I hear you. If that Renata manages to stay alive, just even for the first 5 to 10 seconds of a team fight, if that ult comes through the hostile takeover, definitely a huge pick. So Renata, not something I expected to see, but I'm glad we do see it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I kind of expected Dorado to go some sort of enchanter as support, just because, like, hard focusing getting the tank supports out of there. Renata was a little bit of a surprise, and to round it off with the Talia as well.
Okay.
So now it adds a little bit more mix into the situation. I mean, granted, Talia is really good against dive heavy compositions, right? She has so much denial in every aspect of her kit. Yeah. I mean, the worked ground is going to be so pivotal here. You're not getting the Camille, you're not getting the Wukong E. Alistar's, he's not going to walk everywhere. The Victor to round it out for the finale of the composition for Sean fan club. Hey, I told you they want to fight. This composition spell fight, and see how it goes.
Yeah, both teams, like Sean fan club's drafted themselves a really good comp. It really is just like hit your level 6, can just continue to scale up, but once those ultimates are available, the pick that you have, the potential is 100% there. So I like Sean fan club's draft a lot. Doggos, I like Doggos. I like the phase 1. I like most of the phase 2. The Renata I do like, but I also worry a little bit that they won't have enough CC to set up for Talia and for that Viego. So that's one thing I am concerned about right now with Doggos. Draft. So like I said, I like it, but I'm wondering, like, I can already see the issue where you don't really have a primary engage, you merely have follow-up. You have secondary with Viego, you have secondary with Seismic Shove from Talia, and of course you got the handshake too, but it's not nearly as much as something like a Nautilus or a Poppy. Something like that comes to mind. So of course, as we do see both of these, team comps really in order here. It looks pretty well rounded from both teams here. I think it's pretty safe to say, Crow.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be interesting just because, like, it's Renata Talia into triple melee. And also, like, I mean, Victor,
it's pretty big, It's pretty big.
Right. But that, again, we talked about, like you just had touched on, Dorado don't really have a primary engage tool. A lot of supplementary engage. So they're going to be looking to see how Sean fan club flip up. They're going to try to get picks. They're not really going to try to go for full 5v5s. That is just too much 5D chess to be playing. Meanwhile, Sean fan club, they're going to say, see champion, kill champion immediately. That's the biggest game plan. And as long as Solo Mason can stay alive in this backline, as long as, Captain Sean can get things done from a safe distance and not have to worry about big old Cassante and big old Viego jumping on him, I think Sean fan club should be able to take this.
Yeah, it makes me wonder too. I mean, it can go either way. Sean fan club's team comp, when you look at it, is really clean. Like, it looks like a really solid comp. Especially too, you factor in, like, when you group up and you fight, you're strong. Of course, you've got that counter engage with that Renata and the Talia. Those are tools that you need to be able to play around. But as a whole, you have that primary engage. You can force that fight pretty much on your own terms. You're going to have the scaling too on your side. I imagine at this point, I couldn't see You could go lethality Varus, I suppose, here. It's not too bad, but nevertheless, that damage coming in from Solo Mason's going to be there. Sean's going to be able to scale up. And keep in mind, too, we'll really have to watch and see how this first pick Cassante goes, because the answer quite quickly was going to be, it was that Camille from Cali G here. So in that side lane, Camille's definitely favored, especially if you get 1 or 2 kills. That's where you can really start to ramp things up. So we'll see if Cali G can do anything about that first pick Cassante. But yeah, both of these teams, as we've already kind of rounded about there a couple times here, they seem really solid overall, both of the comps. So how these players play, of course, is going to be the main question here. Does anybody have the game 1 jitters? I don't know. Wonder if we're going to see a 5-point, if we're going to see some sort of invade, really what shenanigans we're going to get up to in this best of 3.
I definitely think a level 1 is on the menu. Level 1 invade shenanigan is definitely on the menu, I feel, just to get the ball rolling. And again, like, to go back to the Syndicate roster, Solo Mason cannot go lethality this game. Like, it's not the right call to, just because he's going to need to be consistent damage along with Sean to, pump out when the divers go in, right? Like, lethality, you're not taking out the Cassante. If Oru gets ahead in this lane, in this top lane, if he gets any semblance of a lead and Cassante starts to build, you're not getting through him. And this is a tank that does tank damage, IRL tank damage, not video game tank damage, IRL tank damage. He's coming at you with all the shells. So that is something to keep in mind for sure.
Yeah, the Varus, if we do opt to go poke with that Varus from Solo Mason, then it's because poke's going to be really favored for you in lane, because you're going to have that range advantage with that Comet as the game progresses. The one caveat I would say, to the point we just made, which I agree with, Solo Mason's going to have a problem. It's like, can Cali G make up for that? Can Sean make up for that? Can Guo make up for that? Like, will that excess damage, that consistent damage come from them? Because that poke can work early, but as we both talked about, as the game progresses, it's going to become a lot. Well, it just doesn't scale. It just doesn't scale nearly as hard, and that much is a given. So yeah, that is the question right now. Where do these teams now prioritize? Right? Do Syndicate, Sean, Fan Club, do they want to focus bot side? Do they want to focus bot side? Is that their goal? Play around Varus Alistar? Do they want to do that for top? Try to get Cali G ahead on this Camille? Those are kind of the things that I'm wondering right now.
I mean, it's a lot to have to consider. It's a lot to think about as the curtains goes down, but we'll be getting to that here momentarily. Eric, how do you feel about a break?
How do I feel about a break? I mean, breaks are good, but I think we're missing something before the break, aren't we?
Oh my goodness, you're right. So what do you know about Zen Market?
Go ahead, I'm listening.
Okay, well, if you don't know, Zen Market, look, have you ever had a problem longing for that special Japanese item? I mean, I know I have. Let me look at my weed stuff. Well, you can't find it locally? Don't worry. We got you. We got a solution for you. Thanks to our good friends over at Zen Market, your one-stop solution for buying products directly from Japan. They help you buy items from over 10,000 different stores and shops in the area, as well as place bids on auctions on your behalf. They'll even consolidate all your items into one big old package and ship it directly to you internationally. They provide excellent customer service in 19 languages, which is why Zen Market is trusted by over 2 million users worldwide, me included. Check the panel below the stream or click the link in chat to try them now. And if you sign up using the promo code Aegis, all caps when you spell the man's name, you get 1,000 yen off your first international shipping order. Thank you, Zen Market, for being such a wonderful partner to us here at Aegis. We absolutely love you and everything you've done for us. And I might buy some items tonight because I definitely got some good birthday money. So
pick up whichever you need. I mean, it sounds like it's a pretty good deal. I might have to capitalize too.
It's so
I haven't bought anything from there yet, but maybe I will. We'll have to see. I'm not sure what I buy though. Do you have any suggestions?
I'm a big snack guy. Like, I love snacks and treats and foods, and there's so many wonderful treats that you can get. So many different, like, Japanese candies, Japanese chips. Big chip fan. Absolutely love me some chip fan. There's these miso chips that I got. Absolutely insane. Shrimp. Have you ever like the shrimp puff crisps?
Yes.
Those are, you can get like a whole box of those. Like, it's absolutely insane.
What stream is this again? Sounds like a cooking stream. I'm getting hungry.
It's the Aegis snack hour, baby.
Yeah, I'm getting hungry here. Okay, well, we're loading into game. Okay, we're almost there, but yeah, those sound all right. I'd have to try them. I'm pretty basic when it comes to that. I'm usually just eating like Doritos, like sweet chili heat, kind of like a creature of habit. I don't really branch off too far.
Wasabi powdered Doritos.
Wasabi powdered Doritos.
Absolutely insane.
I try those.
And absolutely insane behavior. But yeah.
All right.
We're loading in the game. We're getting there. We're getting there. Yeah. We're getting there in a moment. Hold thine horses.
We can see it, but you can't just yet. So we know we're itching. We're ready to go here. We want to go, and it looks like we are now into the game. So Crow, all right, game number one. What do these players get up to? Do we see any game one jitters? Anything happen early on? Mechanical misplays, 5 points. Looks like it's going to be the 5-point rate out of the gate. Not too surprised there, but looks like both jumpers are hovering. Hey, both jumpers are hovering towards that top side right now. I wonder if they're both going to start in that top direction, then path down to bot, focusing as much attention as they can onto Solo Mason, A-Hop, 2-5, and Eudora.
This is interesting. Yeah, I was kind of expecting some level 1 shenanigans, I'm not gonna lie, for them to just be, setting up completely 5 across. I'm not too mad at it. I mean, I would like to see a little bloodshed, maybe some swear words thrown each other way, just some.
We get some dancing. Can we get a little zoom in here?
Dance. Bro, so like, I'm so mad that.
Look at that.
Camille has those air flares on deck, but I'm like, that makes sense. When they were whenever they create a new champion, I always wonder, as a professional dancer myself, I always wonder what dance are they going to give these champions when they do that. And so when Camille's coming over here with her scissor legs and stuff, I'm like, are they gonna make her do like a Russian can? Are they gonna make her just do some like ballerina pirouettes? But I'm like, no, because Oriana has those. And then they showed it, and she's over here doing air flares, which I, in my 20 years as a b-boy, have never been able to accomplish. I had a little bit of jealousy, but it's neither here nor there.
You don't want to see my dancing. I can almost promise you.
Do. That's my favorite thing. Whenever anyone says you don't want to see my dancing, I automatically say, but I do though.
Yeah, but I do. Lots of trading going on bot side here. That really is that advantage with those double range champions. And of course, we see lots of trading happening here in mid too. Looks like Kiba Boy is getting the best of Sean right now, but Sean does still have both of those pots. So sustain wise, long term, he could be in a much better spot. And kind of what you expect to see with that Victor. You do have that range advantage over that Talia, of course.
Yeah. I mean, this is all so Mason and A-Hop are going to be able to do, right? Like in the bot.
Pretty much.
Like, okay, tower, this is fine.
Alistar is just so useless level 1. Just so completely useless. So you're going to have a really difficult time getting any sort of push. Good dodge there on the seismic shove from Sean.
Okay.
Maybe that's why he's the GOAT.
Yeah, the tiniest of side steps making the biggest difference in the world. And yeah, in this mid lane, it's going to be like this for first several levels, maybe until somebody gets their first component. Then we'll start seeing more aggressive trading coming their way. And in top lane, both top laners going grasp. Okay, I mean, yeah, on Cassante generally you go grasp, blah blah blah, but Camille opting to go for grasp for the more sustained approach, not really trying to be super aggressive, with Conqueror or PTA, anything like that. So just top standard, but here we go in the mid lane, immediate gank.
Good shot.
I'm gonna get nice damage. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, actually committing the flash. Flash rated, but he's still slow. Guo really slow, but Kiba Boy doesn't have any mana. The turn back in, flash to auto. Guo will get the first blood, but immediately returned. And now let's see if anything else will come of it. It's a 1-for-1 trade immediately in the mid lane.
Oh, did get the first blood there, right? He did? That's crazy. I'm pretty sure you're right. I actually ended up missing it a little bit there. That was a really
last Q auto, baby.
Wow, that's crazy. Actually, that was a good play. That's actually the difference too. Keyhole, he had the blue buff, he didn't have the red buff. So if he had the red buff with that slow, with that damage over time, it would have made that bit of a difference there. And unfortunately, he didn't. But nevertheless, still going to be a 1-for-1 there. I mean, I'm sure Kiba Boy's still pretty happy in that case too. Of course, you're going to get that first kill. It's a decent reset for him too. He's going to be able to grab that tier, that amped home, and that pink ward too. So getting as much pressure as he can in that mid lane's great, and especially for Dorado Gaming, because you want to get that Talia out as fast as you can. You want to roam, and you can already see Kiba doing a bit of that. Anytime that wave's pushing pushed in. He's just dipping into the thought. He's kind of hiding, swinging.
Roaming.
Oro, though.
Yeah, I'm gonna pop up here. Oro does have flash, but he can be followed pretty easily. As
no way.
Ali G, but he's out of range. What? Okay. Oro actually escaping with a hair's breadth. Bro, I'd be sweating.
I'm surprised, honestly. I mean, maybe just like Cassante things or something, but he burned the flash, he's able to survive, and he got Callie's flash on top of that too, so it's not too bad at all. I think the wave's coming back into him. He's in a good spot. Very good spot.
Very good spot. He gets a cloth armor in a tier on his buy and just TPs in for the return. Probably going to set up shop in his lane and just farm till, you know, post 6 shenanigans, about 6 minutes, and start doing some things. Maybe
pay attention to Keyhall right now. We can see where he is. He's already looked for this invade. He's taking that Gromp right now, and he's going to have that inside track into this bot here. So Solo Mason and Ahop, they definitely don't know that Viego's right there. Eudora and 2-5 are not giving that up either. Looks like they're not going to. I'm a little surprised they didn't make a move for that, I must say.
Yeah, okay. A little surprising as well. All right, Callie G going to get stunned up. EQ was good. Q2, pretty spicy. Cassante damage. Ridiculous at early levels for some reason. Kind of gonna have to back off for now. Take a nice recall. I mean, target CS. He got a nice little dagger for his troubles. Wow, it goes with the Sheen. I like it.
He's gonna go for the upfront damage there. A little bit of mana too. Camille doesn't lack too much with that in that department, but nevertheless, it's gonna be nice for that upfront damage there, of course. So. Yeah, lots of action. I mean, well, lots of trading, I should say. A bit of action that we've seen really in that mid lane.
Does Sheen give mana still? I thought it doesn't give mana anymore.
I don't know. I'm too old anymore. I thought it did.
Yeah, I think it only gives CDR, right?
Why are you fact checking me on the stream? Why are you doing that?
I forgot, because, like, no, somebody called me out on it in one of my solo queue games.
Oh, yeah.
You want mana, buy a Sheen, and they're like, Sheen doesn't give mana anymore. Stupid. I'm like, oh my god, I'm old.
That's great.
I love how at this point in the game right now, this early on, Guo just shows up and people are like, nah. Let's chill out. Just walk away immediately because they do not want that smoke. This Wukong already a bit of a frightening presence on the map. Oof. Only has 1 kill to his name, but like that's the early game pressure you're gonna get from Wukong, right? I mean, Cal is not necessarily gonna do the same thing as Viego, you know, 3-6, right? A lot of Viego's really powerful moments comes once he gets that ultimate, once he's able to get those resets and those, you know, takeovers. So it's just like Guo's being so active around the map, like I needed this team to do. And so far, it's going on their way.
2-5 getting his back canceled there. Actually, it's not great by any means here. Of course, now he's going to deal with it. It's going to get canceled once again, too. And keep in mind, we can see where both junglers are. Of course, we know that Keyhall's top side, but crucially, Guo's bot. So there is an option where they can swing back around here. Giba, no way.
He's dead.
He's dead.
He's dead. Not even an actual
2-5.
Speaking of dead, 2-5. He just wanted to back. Solo Mason says, don't worry, we'll give you an express back. Actually staying alive for a moment. Eudora playing bodyguard duty to the best of their ability. You might not want to step up too far. But actually,
the flash.
You? Okay, but where's the follow-up after? Solo Mason says, no, dude, we got to get out of here. W to the minion to escape. That's pro Alistar strats, baby. Write that down. That's the tech. You always leave a minion alive to be able to W out to.
Okay, they're gonna get away there. That flash, I thought for sure spelled death for Ahop. The miss coming in from Viego from Keel actually didn't connect to the whole wall either, so we didn't get that move speed to be able to gap close that much either. So that's a little tragic there for the side of Dorado, for sure. A little unfortunate there, but I mean, I'm sure Ahop's pretty happy at the end of the day. Crucially, yeah, with that last minion, just able to headbutt, walk away, say see you later, and looks like they're just gonna be able to get this push in here, get this reset, and they're already up. A really good, healthy amount of CS in that bot side. What, 25? 25? Give or take.
Yeah, I'm just not looking at that. I didn't realize it was that much of a difference in CS. And the damn leads are being accrued just off of the 80 carry alone. It's absolutely insane. But I'm feeling a little bit bad for 2-5 in this matchup because, like I said, until he gets rockets, you're not really going to be able to do a whole lot unless Syndicate decides to attack into you. And I mean, we saw that a few times in that 2v2, but because of the damage that Solo Mason is able to pump out because of the body blocking, the control, area control that Ahop has been doing, they came out better on both of those trades.
Yeah, for sure they did. And Solo Mason too, we didn't get a chance to talk about it, but he did not go for that lethality build, doesn't have the Comet, so as that scaling progresses, he's going to be in that much better of a shape, and they're already doing a really good job into this lane too, being able to min-max this. The fact that they're up 20 CS versus double range to me is very surprising, but they've done a very good job being able to get to there in the first place.
I would say top lane is going about as how I thought, but bot lane is definitely not going how I thought. Dorado is not having the best of time down there, and Callie is not having a fun time against Cassante early. But like I said, until Camille gets an item, she's not really gonna be able to do
pretty much
damage, especially against this Cassante, who is also up, not necessarily 20 full, but damn near close. And now you once again see Guo all up in the mix in K-Hall's own jungle.
Does have this flank angle mid 2 here. Might be an angle, no rocks.
Okay. Kido does have flash.
Oh, the shove.
I think it's gonna matter. Actually, no, they don't layer their ultimates correctly enough, so Keeper Boy does survive. Oh, no way! Oh my god, Sean. Flash is gonna get the kill, but he's gonna pay for it and actually give shutdown over to Keyhall. He's gonna stop bullying my mid laner, get something back in return, but wow. Sean playing absolutely maniacally.
Yeah, Sean's playing really good there. That was a good execution there coming in from him. He's going to get that flash. Unfortunately, he is going to die off the back end of that, but that was just a really nice gank timing there from Guo. Obviously, we saw him invading that bot side prior and just had that right vision control where he's able to swing around in fog. To push Guo away, but unfortunately it just wasn't enough, and the kill came through. Fortunately for him, though, of course, Keyhall was around with that flash himself, just ended up making sure that went for one.
Yeah, I don't know if Keeper Boy was expecting Sean to follow Flash under tower like that with the Q auto, but man, honestly, he surprised me too, player. Don't worry, you were not alone in that regard. But this is just, you know, what this Syndicate composition has to do, right? They have to be the ones to pull the trigger 90% of the time, and so far this game, they have gotten a kill for every time they've done it, save for the bot lane. And they have to continue carrying this momentum in because they're technically still behind in goal, even though it is by a slim margin. And all of that lead is being accrued by Oru in the top lane.
Yeah, 100% it is right now. Yeah, and this really is the timer for them. Like, they have as much agency as they want with their team as long as they have the ultimates up. Of course, they are going to have to now deal with a couple of tools, the main one being that hostile takeover for Eudora. How good is that counter engage when it comes through, if it comes through, depending on how good the engage is initially there. So things we are paying attention to. Of course, you can see both junglers once again just mirroring each other on the opposite side of the map. There's Callie G's just trading all in, though.
Yeah, if he says all in, we're going to go all out. We're going to chunk down Callie G a quarter health. Still so much damage being pumped out by this man. Got 2 chain vests. I hate him. This is obnoxious.
That's just what you do on Cassante. It scales so well with your passive, if I'm not mistaken, right? Yeah. All the flat damage that you get on your Q from those flat resists too is just absolutely absurd here.
Yeah.
It's annoying. I agree.
Here comes Skit Hall. So Callie G does still have flash and ultimate. So the Hextech ultimatum is still available should he try to make something happen. And Keep Boy, oh my goodness. Once again getting bullied in ladies. He's an angry cow coming up at him too. As Syndicate will go ahead and take that dragon. That's 2 Drakes on the table now. Let's see what Callie G can get done. Tries to E away. Tower is there. Who's going to lock down? They're trading aggro perfectly. Hextech ultimatum traps Keep Hall under and gets a shutdown gold bonus going over to Callie, who will get something for all of his effort.
Fortunately for Callie, he gets the kill. The unfortunate thing is now he's going to miss 2 minion waves off of this. Oro's going to have 4 plates if he decides to stay. I definitely think he should, as he just pushes this wave in here, and Oro's just going to be that much farther ahead. You look at the CS, it's 30-2-5. Good Valkyrie. Oh, but it's already a CS, or excuse me, already a 30 CS lead up in that top side with those 4 plates. You factor into that right there, and
that's not good.
No. Honestly, to put it in layman's terms, the real reality, that's not good at all. Callie G's going to be, okay, he's got his try, so at the very least he's got a try for us, but even right now, it's just the experience difference too. Oro's going to be very close to 11. It's very tricky for him to find any windows right now. He's probably going to have to wait another 10 minutes before he can really find those angles. I think.
First item, Triforce for Callie. First item, Iceborne Gauntlet for Oru. So now the Cassante, this is where, I mean, the tower hasn't been taken, but it's damn near close. Oru just, you know, has the ability. We talked about it in draft briefly. Like, we wanted Kali G to be able to be this nullifying force in top lane, to not allow Oru to go around the map and influence these team fights, as Cassante can do very easily, and to be able to split push effectively. I mean, he's not quite at that point yet. Now this is really where it gets scary to see. The TV's going to be committed by Sean to get back to mid lane real fast. One of these tier 1 towers has to be broken up real fast, so we do see the Otacon Shrine appearing on top side.
We sure do. That's right. Yeah, where is the focus going to be right now? Seems like a very obvious answer for Dorado Gaming to focus as much as you can on this top side. And every time that Talia does get that shove, you can see right now she's catching her blue, but she tends to hover towards that top side here, as that knockback is just going to miss Kali G there. Oro just doing such a good job in isolation with this matchup right now. And
for sure.
Guo is around though.
Yeah, now Guo about to pop. You're gonna take Krugs, but like the question is, like, how is Oru gonna transfer this momentum in top lane to the rest of the team, to the rest of the map? Because I'm not gonna say Dorado needs it, but it would be helpful. I mean, if, you know, Keeper Boy got some support from Order, or, you know, they got some support bot lane. Speaking of bot lane, Key Hall, Solo Mason is in fact Solo Bolo, blows the flash, still has the ultimate available. Change of Corruption should be firing up the ready, but no, he's gonna go ahead and save it. He knows his fate is sealed. Meanwhile, Guo is here up top. They're gonna try and double team onto Oru, who is unstoppable for a moment, but he's not infallible. Actually flashes out. There's this might be slow. Yes, the R2 will slow down again, but it's Cassante. He's staying alive for long as he can. Okay, the hook shot is good. Full auto after claiming that kill, making sure Oru doesn't get out alive. And now they're gonna go ahead and do as much damage onto this turret as possible. Plus they got grubs too. That's a big swing of momentum in Syndicate's favor.
Yeah, both junglers matching each other on the opposite sides of the map there. Kill goes down for the side of Keyhall, and the crew there bot, while equally so we're going to see that kill and that first brick taken for Syndicate Sean Fan Club. This trade coming through here. Sean doing a really good job with his spacing though.
Oh, we did it again. Flash Q auto for the ultimate as well. But unlike last time, he does have Eudora there to help him out. And Sean's not going to get the kill that time. Blows his flash, blows the ultimate. Keep a boy, I believe. Is that flash active? Yes.
Yes.
So didn't even have to blow his flash to get out alive. Thanks to a wonderful time roam on the support, who did, I mean, yeah, they had to blow the ultimate there, sure, but he got to save his boy.
Sure. You can see once again here, they're just looping around. Eudora's position should give this up a little bit here, but Mason has no flash.
Yeah, no flash. Like I said, Chain of Corruption available. Immediate cleanse, maybe too early. Is it right on time? It does seem to be the way, but here comes Keeper Boy in tower range though. Oh no, he got headbutted in. No, he's stunned up and ignited, but stays alive. Here comes the rest of the team. No, Doggo Squad is here, but so are
no way.
Fan Club. They're gonna go into it, but they're not doing enough damage. Tower trying to play the 6-man, but Oru is beating his chest and saying, "Come at me, bro, I got you." And Sean, who just got in the fight, is now running away from 4 members strong of the team, but he cannot get away. He's gonna get sent packing back to the fountain. That long extended trade that started in the bush of bot lane goes all the way up to the river and favors Dorado.
Just play safe bot, bro.
What?
10 people show up. Just play safe bot.
Oh my god.
What is happening? That's crazy. We saw like what? Everybody TP, I think. No, okay, Sean didn't have his TP. That's fine. Whatever. We saw 2 TPs come through there. Everybody rotated down. That became a 5-man fiasco there.
Like,
I don't know.
He literally just walked over.
Oh god, that was crazy sequence. Honestly, the fact that it ended right there. Kali G, you can see him hovering down towards this next dragon here. Of course, Soul Point would be fantastic for the side of Sean Fan Club if they get a Guo though. Good clone.
No, yeah, very good clone. Thankfully enough. Now, if they run this fight back, I don't know if Syndicate lose it this time. I mean, the ultimates are
the ultimates are available for sure. Yeah, it makes you wonder, doesn't it? They need to be so careful.
Yeah, look at the pathing down. They're trying to put the dragon out and just Solo Mason away from a little bit of the team. Kali G on the top side. There's the call to go in, but there's a perfect ultimate from Eudora. Oh, there's a spin cycle now. And then there's a fight on all fronts that is very much split. We'll look for the 80 carries to get something done. 2-5 is at 2% HP. He has to back off. All of Dorado has to back off. The health bars are blinking and low, but so are so many on the side of Syndicate. Sean Fan Club here, they're going to return their sights to the dragon. I don't know if this is the best idea. Sean is full health and almost full mana, keeping 4 people away right now. Oru's in the one any challenging shape, but now he's getting pressed on by Kali. Sean Fan Club look to take this objective as no. Dorado did an entire route. They took the U-turn around and they want to still go for this fight. Here goes Keep Boy into multiple, but they're on other side of the tracks. Telio Wall's keeping it split, and they actually take down Guo. What the hell? The dragon is still alive. Looks like they're still fighting for position. Has not been set, but they're look at the flip. Maybe no. It will be secured by Sean Fan Club. Looks like Dorado overstayed their welcome, and the Fan Club is going to send them packing. It's going to be a little bit of a delayed ace after this hook shot and his auto. Do a cheeky little W, but there it is. There's the ace. They got the ace. They got the dragon. They got the gold. Sean Fan Club saying, hey, bro, look, what happened in bot lane? Forget about it 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, Sean Fan Club there. Really good sequence. They were able to take that fight in the choke there, force Dorado Gaming off, and at that point they need to make the decision whether they're going to contest or not. They choose to loop around through the tri-bush to try to gain access to river. Those 4 members are there. Of course, Oru isn't. He's going to get zoned off, and then the fiasco just takes place. And as soon as that happens, their Syndicate Sean Fan Club, they are going to be able to net themselves a dragon off the back of that, get a couple slow kills after the dragon's taken 2 there, and they're in a fantastic spot here right now, sitting at 33. So basically gold's even, but 3 dragons, maybe take this tier 1 here too. Need to be a little bit careful, but they definitely control the pace of this game right now.
Yeah, they were a tiny bit behind, gold-wise at least, but it felt like tempo-wise up until this point, they were very much in control of a lot of these situations, and the multiple go buttons, the multiple forms of engage from the Sean Fan Club, like I pointed out in draft, is doing their due diligence here now at the 20-minute mark. Which is kind of where you expect them to start. You know, if the ball hadn't been rolling, this is where it gets rolling. And now it's just up to them to not fumble it from here on out.
Yeah, they timed that fight really well too, because they all had their ultimates up. They were ready to rock. They pulled trigger. They're just such a strong team comp when they have those ults up. Excuse me. They really center around those abilities, and if you do have them up, then of course those windows present themselves, and that's basically what happened there in this fight. You can see A-Hop, he's hovering. There's been a lot of attention applied on this Dorado Gaming mid. We've probably seen 5 or 6 ganks at this point, whether it's Guo, whether it's A-Hop, whether it's Cali G, it doesn't really matter. Sean's getting some attention there, and you can see that starting to really manifest itself with the HP of that mid tier 1. Of course, you see Keyhall just cross-mapping right now, taking as many buffs as he can, playing to his strong side, Oru. So we'll have to see how well this Cassante can do. The only issue is now Cali's gotten a bunch of kills here. Guo behind.
Oh yeah, they want the tower. When they're gonna bully Eudora and 2-5 out of here, they better get out fast before they're sent back to the fountain in an expressway. But
that could crash.
They have to defend this in some form of a fashion. Keyhall is also here, but God, the Grubs plus the Rift Herald take down towers so efficiently on an otherwise not very great siege composition. But man, and there's the fight, there's the engage as well. The ultimate has been called down. The Keyhall's dead. That was your big key, your big linchpin to make these team fights work. Oh no, the zone's getting bigger. The damage is pumping out even more. Oh my goodness, Sean on a killing spree. That's 3 kills and 2 towers back to back. BTW. As they're looking for a third here, they're gonna go jumping straight on the Keeper Boy, who's not been having the best of game. He's saying, bro, please, I'm just trying to play. And man, this is the Sean Fan Club stamping their mark here. Game 1, they could do more damage here. Looks like they want to go for more, but they should definitely peel off. Okay, they will decide to do so. It just absolutely ran a hurricane through this entire Dorado team.
Yeah, they had that numbers advantage in that mid lane. They're just quick, decisive. They dropped that Rift Herald, took 2 turrets for their troubles there, mopped themselves up a couple extra kills on the back of that there, and it really was off Keyhall. You'd see, it almost seems like a bit of desperation there for the side of Dorado Gaming. They want to find those fights, but it's tricky. You can't really force with that Viego, and of course, if you're going to get caught out off that, and honestly, it really was just Sean's grab field that set a lot of that up. The follow-up CC from A-Hop came through, and at that point, you're already blown up so fast that you actually couldn't even get the bailout from the Renata there, and even if he got it, it was probably too late at that point anyways. So just decisive calls there from Sean.
Oh no, stuck up the creep down the paddle, and he's gone. And yeah, K-Hall, he saw it happen.
Holy Sean Fan Club's locked in, man.
I told you, dude, this composition is scary. When it gets rolling, like, this composition is just so snowbally, so destructive that if you don't have the right sort of disengage, or like if you can't fight fire with fire, you're gonna get destroyed, and that's exactly what's happened here to Dorado Golden right now.
Yeah, look at the vision line that they've set up here too in this bot side. It makes it so difficult for Dorado to be able to contest it here, and Guo moving up.
Oru though. They want to try and make something happen. It's the big man on campus versus two. There's two more waiting on the other side. I don't know if he knows it or not. Is Keeper Boy just sitting in timeout under tower, not able to make anything happen here. Sean's super low. Sean's super caught out. KO wants to flash forward in. He gets it, gets the reset. What does he do with it? Laser, Graphield, no, not present, but a great multi-man knockup from A-Hop is going to set things in motion potentially for Solo Mason to get more damage in, but no, the resets are still coming out for Keyhall. 2-5 is firing on all cylinders with the rockets. Keeper Boy actually doing some damage here, and they completely turn it around and get a complete ace right before Dragon, and the game is swinging back into Toronto's favor.
Why? You controlled the whole river. You had all the perfect ward setups. You had everything. You had top prio, or you had mid prio with the inhib too. Like, it just seems so free, and
that's insane.
We just push into their jungle. We take a fight, and it just didn't go our way, and it felt like the team comp that you've drafted is so good when they play into you. You want them to come into you, because then you can find those flank angles with Cali G and Guo, and you have that front line set up with A-Hop, Solo Mason, and Sean, and they just didn't play their team comp there. And well, I mean, they had the tempo, and they still do, as far as I'm concerned right now. They might lose a tier 1 off the back of this, but once they get out of the map, they should be able to set up. But the gold lead is irrelevant. There's no gold lead at all. Your real advantage was the Dragons. You wanted to keep that tempo up. That soul was really good because it's free. You take it. You take your reset. You get back on the map. You control topside. Now, of course, you have the option to take it, but right now you do not. You can see all the shallow vision here being placed by Dorado Gaming, and they've done a good job there with that one slip up. They've already been able to establish as much vision as they can topside. So now they don't have to worry about the Baron threat just yet. They don't have to worry about the Atacon threat just yet. Of course, with the sweeping coming in, this is going to be the next game that they need to play. They need to get their resets. They need to get their war count back up. You see Eudora sitting on only 3 right now, and it'd be nice if he had that 5. So these are the little things you want to pay attention to right now, but definitely some of that tempo was given up there, Crow.
This was so interesting because like it really did turn the tail with, you know, where the position of AD carries were in that bot fight. You know, I mean, the solo being by Krux is they're trying to get onto Oru, who's a big beefy boy. He can take a lot of damage, can take a lot of hits, but it's just allowing 2-5 to be able to, you know, win the W. I mean, win the E. Is it the E or is it the W on Corky? That's the Gatling gun.
That's E.
That's the E, right? Yeah, so when that's on and you're just jumping straight into it, it's like jumping straight into a meat grinder. Like, they take so much damage from that, and it just translated into what turned out to be a long form ace for Dorado. Exactly what they needed. Is now everybody's jockeying 5v5, looking to be a fight here off of this wave. But I mean, they do have, you know, double buffs across the board on their team. Oru's going to soak up a lot of damage, get up a lot of cooldowns, but on the backside, that's a great Renata ultimate. Get a bit more damage back return on to Sean Fan Club, and yeah, they're just free firing. They're followed up into a line. Solo Mate's gonna scream aim and fire and get one for it. And that's a double shutdown. Let's get Hall try to assassinate him, as it's not looking too great. As
all the backs.
See, the base is open and A-Hop is stopping the backs. He's preventing them from defending their base. The towers are falling in the wind, and the Sean Fan Club strike first, strike hard in a very chaotic game number 1.
Okay, game number 1, Sean Fan Club proving me wrong. I thought for sure Dorado Gaming was the team to watch, but apparently not. And honestly, no word of a lie, Crow, that's entirely on mid-pro. That whole sequence, everything that just happened right there is entirely because of mid-priority. You just saw that Dorado Gaming conceded it. They were forced to walk back. They had to catch the wave. They caught it really low between their own tier 1 and tier 2. They funneled into a choke, and then they took that fight. And once they took that fight, it was so hard for them to win. And that's pretty much what we saw right there. One slip up from the Sean Fan Club, but that's about it. Other than that, the game was really well done, really clean by them.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it just goes back to draft. Like, I was a little confused. Like, we both said it. We're like, okay, that's a Corky. It could be, you know, the mid flex, could be the bot flex. I didn't really expect it to go bot, and unfortunately, it did not get a lot of attention and care down there to, you know, become the item spike threat that needed to come online early. Because the thing with bot lane Corky is you're going to spike later than mid lane Corky. That's just how that works. And so, and when your mid is having as much trouble as Keepable Boy was, that does make things a little bit more difficult. But yeah, the composition from the Sean fan club, though, like I said, it's geared for one thing and one thing only: fighting. And that's exactly what they did, even when it wasn't to their, best interest.
Yeah.
They fought and fought and fought, and it got them the victory in the end. So game number 1 going the way of the Sean fan club. We're going to throw it to a quick break, though, because when we come back, though, we're going to see if they can get this 2-0 or we're going to get 3 games in the series. We'll be right back with more AEL after this.
日本限定あ全マーケットを使わった
今日は老舗をしっかり見て回らなくちゃね。
いやいや、ここはジャンル順でしょ。
名前順の方がいいんだよ。
現代か洋代の名前順？
あ？
ローマ字それともひらがな？僕は色で並べるのが好きなんだけどね。全部に対応させよっか。
おお。
80年代のホラーゲーをください。これでみんな幸せ。
ありがとう全マーケット
I need a nap. All right, let's get it. Game 2. What does Dorado need to do to get this to 1-1?
Honestly, we can start with the draft. I think the draft would be the easiest thing to adapt. In the game itself, there's a couple things. We can't quite see the draft just right now. If we could actually just hop that over. There we go. Oh, now we have to look at her face, though. I don't know. Maybe it's better. pull up the other screen. I said our faces. We're in this together. So, yeah, wow. Some are blessed. So, blue side, all right. SFC, what do we see from them here? B1, that's what I'm kind of wondering myself right now. The Ezreal ban's going to remain, Hui ban, and the Aatrox ban. I don't think there's a change up at all from SFC, and I'm not sure they need to either. So with Doggo taking this red side, you wonder exactly what's going to happen with that, whether they want to save that R5. Usually it's for that top, but SFC, tried and true, why not, right? Just first pick Varus. You and I both love it, so that makes sense to me. You already have that versatility. You can really pair that champion with any kind of team comp, really. It's a good lane bully. It's kind of wins all around.
It wins. I mean, keeps the band the same, keeps the first pick the same, I guess, too. Okay. So now we're seeing how this shapes up from here. I mean, Sean Fan Club could just go, triple engage again, like just so easily. It looks like Dorado is going to go ahead and keep Oru on the Cassante, which honestly was a bright spot for them in game number 1, for sure. Oru really tried to carry the team in his backpack. It just did not work. The Kai's lock in too, though, so this will actually give 2-5 some firepower to play with, as opposed to playing with the Corki, which was a cute trick, but this is a more consistent, more defined damage you're going to be able to get. Plus, the Killer Instinct is going to be amazing. Should Sean Fan Club decide to pick all divers again, give it that little booster shield, give it that dive ability. So I'm liking this first round pick from them.
Yeah, me too. That Kai'Sa kind of tells you what that team comp's going to be as well. Usually, almost all the time, you're going to pair that with support. Lots of CC. So something like a Rel, for example, but really pick whatever you want. Pick of the litter there, but it's also going to tell you that that's going to be more of like a dive style of comp. But of course, SFC, they want to index into that themselves here. And why not? Grab the Camille again. In lane, we had some problems, but outside of lane, there was no issues at all. Once we saw 2, 3, 4 kills coming through from the Camille, the game was pretty much over. And that's kind of what we were talking about too. Like early on, you're not going to have those advantages versus Cassante, but once you get that first item, if you're on par with Cassante's tempo, then you're going to be perfectly fine. And in that case, you got put behind, got a few more kills, and then before you knew it, you were so far ahead that nobody could stop you. So that makes sense too.
Yep. And this is interesting. I mean, the snipe away, taking the Viego out of the hands of Dorado from last game, now it's in the hands of a Sean Fan Club. I'm really interested to see how they're going to pilot that, because Guo was
wow.
on the map. This is how they reply.
Okay.
The Graves.
Okay. I know Keyhall, he likes to play like Kindred, he likes to play Graves. Viego is a big pick of his. Of course, he doesn't have that option here. So the Graves comes through. So in isolation, that makes sense. The Graves can do just fine. There's a lot of counter jungling that you can do versus that Viego, but you require resources yourself. And the issue that I'm seeing already is that you're not going to have that CC with that Kai'Sa from that Graves pick. So of course on your phase 2, you're going to want to make sure that you have some CC, like some real heavy CC. You're going to need that. Otherwise, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. You're going to have the same problems that you did in game 1 for game 2 here for Doggo.
Okay. Oh man, this should in theory set them up for success, but immediately the bans, get rid of them, get them out of here. Immediately targeting the support pool, get those engaged supports out here, get them tanky mobos out here. We don't want them. Get away from me, says Sean Fan Club. And that's very, very smart, because I mean, Kai'Sa Nautilus is absolutely disgusting to have to deal with. So they don't want that in any form or fashion. And the retaliation from Dorado, getting rid of the Poppy as well as the Victor, that did so much damage to them last game. I do not blame them.
No, me neither. I wonder if they're going to pick something like a Rel here on R4 with that Poppy bit. Yeah, not surprised at all one bit there, especially with those other support tanky support, excuse me, picks being banned there. That Nautilus and that Leona both would have been solid here to be able to pick up, but of course, yeah, that still leaves open the rel, and as I mentioned, that Poppy ban makes a lot of sense here. So this B4, B5 now, of course, you're going to need to be able to get that control mage more than likely in mid. We'll see. The Alistar I like. I don't think there's anything wrong with the Alistar here. Alistar is actually one of those, like, I don't know if I'd say it's a huge counter, because it's more about like how you play with your abilities between this rel and this Alistar matchup. It really is whoever engages first usually loses. Right. But Alistar is still a really solid counter into that rel. You always have that option to be able to disengage when you want and then force that fight if you have those windows too. And it looks like we are going to see the Sylas. No real alts to take right now. Gonna be honest with you, I'm not sure I like the Sylas. Now, of course, you've got all that dive that you need to get onto the backline. Sure, I like that, but Doggo right here, I mean, you could probably pick something like a Tilia, you could pick something like a Cassiopeia here. It's not going to be a lot of CC that your team needs, unfortunately, but we'll see what they want to do here. I was almost wondering if something like a Galio could come through too. So I don't know. You got lots of options. Your R5, you saved it for your mid. So what you pick here is very important. It looks like it's going to be a LeBlanc. Okay. Okay. I can kind of get behind that, Crow. I can kind of get behind that.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah, me too.
Solely for the fact that it gives another non-important ultimate for Sean Fan Club to steal. I mean, Sean is... He picked adamantly. He said, pick me Sylas.
He's the GOAT. He's the GOAT, man. I'm sorry. I got you. I had to say it. Sean Fan.
I'm just so unsure about what the objective was in picking the Sylas.
I agree.
This composition.
Because. But you don't have the alt, right? You don't have the alts to begin with, so that's an issue. And then of course, yeah, that R5, you know that it's going to be that mid counter pick there. So I think the LeBlanc kind of saves the draft here for Dorado Gaming. I wasn't sure. I wouldn't have guessed that one if it was on my bingo card, but I'm glad that they picked it because yeah, in isolation is going to do well into that Sylas. And of course, as you progress, you're going to have more pick potential, especially with those chains and whatnot too. So how well Dorado Gaming plays around their mid lane to unlock this LeBlanc will dictate how well the bot lane goes. And of course you want 2-5 and Eudora to really be able to get ahead here. And it seemed like in game one they did a pretty good job. Honestly, I'd say I don't really see any issues with that. The top side did really well here, so I feel like they've got that synergy that they need in bot and top and their side lanes. I just wonder if that can transition through to bot, or excuse me, transition through to mid as well, because Kiba Boy got camped like 5, 6, 7 times. He got ganked and he didn't die every time, but that's still pressure. It's still pushing you off the wave. You can't play up as much as what you want because you know somebody's waiting for you. So I hope Dorado Gaming can unlock Kiba Boy here this game.
Yeah, and it's going to be a really different shade of early game for Guo compared to the last game, because on the Wukong he was able to make so much happen so effectively after level 3, whereas like, I mean, Viego has that ability but in a less strong capacity, if that makes sense. So now I'm really trying to understand, like, especially trying to gank a LeBlanc like this, you know, with how many times they went back mid, like you had stated, it's not really going to be the same shade, right? So does he go up and try to gank the pre-6 Cassante? Like, does he try to go and influence the bot lane and get Mason and A-Hop ahead? It's hard to say where Guo's early game pathing really takes him as someone, you know, like that we've watched be such a very early game focused jungler.
You have options in your side lane, but that really is the question. Do you want to index into your Camille, try to get Kali G ahead? Or do you want to focus on Solo Mason and A-Hop in the bot lane? I mean, both are good answers. It just depends on how you want to play the game, because if you get that Camille ahead, all of a sudden you have that split push threat now. So you can really start to set up more of that 4-1 style, where that Camille can just constantly be pressuring, forcing Oru to deal with it. And then, of course, if Oru tries to match and fight the 4 members that aren't split pushing, Kali G could just continue to take those turrets. So how well can you play around that? Or do you want to index into Solo Mason and A-Hop? More stock standard style, where you can really try to get your Varus ahead. This game, I'm wondering the same thing. Is it going to be that poke? Is it going to be the lethal tempo? Probably the lethal tempo again would be my guess, but you have those options. But of course, how do you want to play the game as Syndicate Sean Fan Club? I like the comp that they've drafted minus the Sylas. I think the Sylas is going to be the big red card that I'm looking at. Kiba Boy has those windows to be able to really capitalize in this game, and how well can him and Keyhall sync up? That's the main thing I'm watching here, Crow.
Same. I'm gonna be looking all up and down the mini map. My eyes are just gonna be on it the entire time. But while we ponder and think about what is gonna be happening once we get into this game, we're gonna throw it to a quick little break. And when we get back, though, Game 2 between Syndicate Sean Fan Club and Dorado Gaming Omega will be on your eyeballs.
See you soon.
Like we did before. Then I felt you on my shoulder, and you weren't suffering anymore. You said, I'm sorry that you worried, but don't apologize. I told you to forget me, but you stayed by my side when I said, don't try to make yourself remember. Darling, don't look for me, I'm just a story you've been told. So let's pretend a little longer, and when we're gone, everything goes on. Tell me, where do I go? Tell me, where do I take us? Your heart is starting to slow. May the water be safe. As I dive in, bloodstains washing underneath the waves.
Yeah, let's get it going. Game number 2. It's Dorado. It's Syndicate. I'm Crow. That's Turk. Let's see if they can bounce back. Game number 1. Them Syndicate Sean Fan Club boys were hooping. They were fighting. They threw the gauntlet down and said, let's bare knuckle brawl, and it worked out in their favor. Similar composition in that regard this time around, but a slightly different, a little bit more scrappy look for the Dorado Omega gang.
You know what I just noticed, Crow? Look at Kiba Boy. Look at those summoners.
Hey, yo.
Tell me that's not some Chad energy.
He's trying to fight all the time.
TP Ignite.
TP
Okay.
Ignite.
TP Ignite that's pretty spicy. You got the electrocute too, so that upfront damage, it's gonna be there. That Ignite could make the difference, but maybe now you do kind of change your tune. If you recognize that right away, I wonder if Syndicate Sean fan club, if they want to play to that. I mean, they don't need to by any means, but of course without that flash makes a bit of a difference there. But honestly here, Crow, I want to see some blood. I want to see some blood in game 2. I really want to see just a scrappy fight. You don't know what's going to happen. I want to take a break, go take a nap while you cast. That's what I want. I want to see the rest of this game just be a bloodbath.
For sure. And I believe we're gonna get that. I mean, these compositions are very much geared toward fighting each other and just taking chunks out of each other, biting, scratching, clawing, and I absolutely believe that's what we're gonna see. And I do, like I said, 2-5 and Eudora getting a way better composition for their bot lane this time around. Kai'Sa Rel, one of my favorites to play in bot lane and solo queue, as they're gonna go ahead and go into the crashdown. The level 1s in this, I mean, slightly them favored rather than Varus favored, just because, you know, the rel bonus damage and whatnot trade. But like I said, I think they're going to fare a little bit better. He cannot afford to go 20-30 CS down early on like last time, though.
No, we're going to see that bot side probably be established here. 2-5 and Eudora had that level 2. Of course, you can see A-Hop and Solo, they now are able to grab it themselves. But of course, they don't have priority on this wave. Kiba Boy doing a good job so far in isolation here. And this is what you can expect to see for the majority of this lane phase, if not the whole of it. So Kiba Boy will really keep an eye on how well he's able to play into this matchup. Of course, that R5, nice poke there. The electrocute lands too. Sean's chunked already, has to pop a pot for sure. Pops a biscuit too. So you can already see a bit of that pressure's really starting to manifest in that mid lane.
Yeah, okay. Looks a little bit of pressure everywhere, all around the map, just multiple fronts, but Sean is definitely feeling the most. He's chained under tower. Oof. Kiba Boy having to flex a little bit. Like we said, did not have the best game. Game number 1 was not great on that Talia, and I mean, half of that was because of Guo. We have to do highlight, you know, who is a very early game heavy presence jungler, but now is on this Viego, who doesn't really have the best time ganking these early lanes like this. So it's gonna be a slightly different complexion as he's gonna farm a little bit more. You know, 3 minutes in, he hasn't visited a single lane yet.
Kiba Boy should be a lot safer in this game too. Game 1, he got camped super hard, 7-8 ganks, whatever it was. This time around with that LeBlanc, even without that flash, you should be able to have all that prio, that safety too, and be able to really get away from things. So I imagine that this matchup's going to be that much better for him. And really, I don't expect any mid focus at all coming from the side of Sean Fan Club. So we'll see how that ends up working out. You can see Graves hovering towards mid. Viego is moving slowly behind. So we don't really see, just looks like a little bit of trading there on top side, but mid, nothing really burned there at all. So both junglers just back at it. Double crab though will go to Keyhall there, so he's going to be definitely ahead in tempo right now. Google's going to need to get his reset, get back out on the map, get back out to top side, wait for his second rotation, while Graves, he's going to be firmly in the lead here as he progresses, for sure.
Cali,
it's kind of what you need to.
Yep.
You really do need that. Sorry to cut you off, but with that Graves, you really do need to be able to get ahead. And he did take the Dark Harvest too, so he needs to be able to get those stacks as time progresses. And if he doesn't, he's going to be able to snowball this really hard. But it really is off the tempo of how well he can clear Sean.
Ooh. Yeah, there he goes. He goes in. There's Ignite that he took.
Is he dead? He's dead.
He's so dead. He's so dead.
Yeah, he's so dead. Okay.
Okay. Very nice job, Kiba Boy. Making him pay for game number 1 transgressions. Gonna go ahead and grab that in. No flash though. That's the biggest thing we have to highlight, right? Kiba Boy took TP Ignite. Sean did not blow his flash, so what's stopping him from going in a TP flash combo to go ahead and take down Kiba Boy here, right? As he does note that, he will go ahead and recall himself. And I'm gonna touch back on Kihal. Like you said, Dark Harvest Graves. That means you have to be killing things. You have to, you know, be pressing the timing. You have to be going for those Dark Harvest stacks as much as possible. Not really, like we talked about, you know, the inherent CC in top lane and bot lane. We haven't seen him influence either of those lanes at all. Just doing a bunch more farming. So definitely would like to see him start moving toward the lane soon to try to get that up. As 2-5 playing very aggressive with no mana.
I think he'd like to be able to make this play bot side, but as you mentioned, yeah, 2-5 without that mana, just the conditions aren't proper for them. So being able to find that window just won't be there. Of course, you can see Viego moving around, A-Hop
Ooh, yep, they're gonna jump straight in. All right. Yeah, unfortunately, Eudor's not too long for this world. Oh, actually, there's not enough damage to take him out. Now Hall gonna go ahead and drop the smoke screen. Can they get in it, though? Can they finish it off onto Solo Mason, who does have flash and does have barrier? We'll pop the flash, holding onto the barrier. Both carries burning their defensive sums. Both carries staying alive. Trade for trade here in the bot lane.
Yeah, 4 flashes burned. Both junglers remain with their flashes up. Of course, you can see Keyhall. He has the inside track to this dragon right now, so you can anticipate that to be started up there. Eudor can tank it up too if necessary, so it looks like that dragon should be going down for the side of Dorado. That's nice to be able to net that up. Although, we do see Sean moving in here, forcing them off.
Ooh, yeah.
Doing a really good job there. I wonder if that dragon's still aggroed. I actually don't know quite yet the HP of that dragon. But Keyhall is staying on it. Yeah, still, looks like they want it. Looks like they're probably going to get it too. You see this cross map coming in from Guo as he moves topside for these grubs. Good trade from Callie.
Yeah, very smart. You're gonna go ahead and do crossbar trading as A-Hop. Ooh, Hex Flash over the side. Catches Mason off guard. He fires the wrong way. Not gonna be able to take him out. 2-5 survives, gets the kill before falling. So A-Hop will take a credit for that. Also did burn the barrier. 2-5 may not have wanted to do that. But at the end of the day, that is another credit going into the pockets of the AD carriers. These assassins trying to assassinate each other in mid lane. Sean taken very low once again.
Yeah, really just set up there by Eudor with a nice Hex Flash there to be able to look for that angle. Found it, pulled the trigger. Unfortunately, the barrier was still up. You weren't able to actually cancel that barrier with the Rel Q, that shield break being available there. But the barrier buys enough time there. The exhaust does the same thing with A-Hop there. Probably a good choice on that summoner spell too, something to note of. And it's able to buy you enough time to be able to at least equalize. Unfortunately, the kill doesn't go to Mason, while the kill does go to 2-5, but still a 1-for-1 overall. Callie.
Ooh. Tiny bit of trouble. Nice. He's gonna hook shot away. But Guo is still near that top side. You know, just took grubs, just took a camp. Has red buff. Could potentially get on into
2-5.
Oh, there's a change of corruption on the 2-5 now, who's firing back and out damaging Solo Mason right now. It's just a little bit of a damage diff here in the bot lane. Try to get that 1v1, but very unsuccessful.
I was almost wondering, A-Hop was in that tri-bush and it looked like he moved up for some deeper vision on that timer there, and maybe they just miscommunicated a little bit, but that seemed like an angle for sure with A-Hop and Tri. No vision on him at the time there, so something to take note of. But of course 2-5, yeah, with that trade, damage came through. Once you proc that passive with that lethal tempo, things just really start to hurt there in Solo Mason. Yeah, basically equalized at the end of the day. Just alts traded there for that Varus, and 2-5 just going to be able to get this bot wave in here. So we see Kiba Boy continuing to apply pressure onto Sean, but hasn't amounted to a gold lead yet, Crow.
Yeah, that's the big
CS,
right?
yes.
Tiniest of leads for Dorado currently, but I mean, that's also what they had in the last game, right? They had a tiny lead, but the tempo and the pacing was all in the side of the Sean fan club. Unfortunately, not quite the same case here in this game. Is, you know, the Sean fan club has not been able to like get massive amounts of leads or anything like that. They got the grub, sure, but they missed out on first drag. They weren't able to get first blood like last game. You know, they just haven't really done anything. It feels like a big sit and wait game. As there's the chains on to Sean, who's under tower.
Oh, huge.
He's gonna get stunned up. The crash down from Eudor.
Wait.
He stole the Magnet Storm, pulled him in with it. He said, "If I'm going down, I'm taking you with me." Go has to.
Did he bait him?
Go! He got him pressed correctly. He tried to bait him. He tried so hard to bait him, but he manages to catch the right one. No rabbit out of the hat this time. 2 quick kills returned over to the Sean fan club. Definitely needed.
Hey, Crow, I can respect that from Kiba Boy.
Yeah.
I can respect that right. Stand still. He'll never know. He'll never know. That's great. Okay, well, at the end of the day there, it's going to be another trade. Sean with a huge play, too. Be able to steal that Magnet Storm and keep Eudora in range of the turret. I didn't see that coming. There's no way Eudora did either. Yeah. And that was really well executed. Of course, Kiba Boy is going to get that, but Guo's going to get him on the process there, and that's nice to see. We needed that from them there. Of course, scoreline's going to be 3-3. Gold lead dead even right now. Grub's being traded for a dragon here. Kiba Boy, Sean, again, just so much trading in this mid lane here, and it seems like the Silas can sort of start to match this LeBlanc. Earlier on, it seemed a bit more difficult, but as we talked about previous, no real CS lead established in mid. The only real CS lead at this point is actually in that top side.
Yep, as business as usual for Oru, I guess. Callie just apparently decided to handshake and just play an entirely different game of League of Legends up there in the top side. Is they're just throwing bows at each other and trading CS, and Oru on the Gesante is just doing what he does best. And I mean, this is where most of the gold lead for Dorado was coming from.
Yeah, in isolation, this Gesante, I mean, you could see it. It makes sense. In game 1, Oru played really well in the champ here. In game 2, he's doing a great job here too. He does need to be careful though.
Very, very early Hextech ultimatum here from Oru, who doesn't have the best survivability and
Flash.
misses off of the flash, but I don't know how long he can survive it. Here comes Cahal. What can he get done though? Looks like he gets taken out. He saved the all out. He still had it. Dashes back through. Gets a W on to his teammate. Oh my god, the guns are blazing. The reload is there. Goes back to the back line. Flashes back forward through. No one died. Health bars blinking for the Sean fan club. But Dorado says, get off my boy, I got his back. Cahal saving Oru's life there.
How did nobody die, girl?
Ridiculous.
Holy, okay, I thought they were both dead. That Gesante ult to be able to dodge that Camille hookshot was insane, and then the counter engage was insane, and then Guo living was insane, and so many things happening in that little sequence here. Of course, you can see Keyhall, Oru trying to zone Sean and the rest of the team off.
Oh, Cahal's gonna go over the backside. He's like, I got one grub, whatever, cool. Oru doesn't necessarily want that fight. He doesn't have the Gesante ultimate. He doesn't have a full item, so, you know, it's not really the best of ideas to try to refight this. I do see Kiba Boy rotating up, though. Gets more chains onto Sean, who does have to abscond away. No abduct to follow through onto a minion back to lane, but looks like they're going to do another cross-map trade.
That's exactly what we're going to see here. And at this point, you wonder if it actually favors... Well, you wonder what team it favors. I'd almost make the argument Syndicate Sean here. Looking pretty solid. Be able to net 5 Void Grubs is pretty nice. 2 Dragons is good, don't get me wrong, but it's still no real threat by any means. Sometimes you don't even need to contest that soul at all either. You could just leave that alone and then continue to play up towards that top side. So sitting up with 5 Void Grubs is nice. I mean, you don't have the best siege, but you have good split push here. Sean, Kiba Boy.
Oh, that was so smart to steal the chains.
No way.
Kiba Boy in line.
He's dead.
The last shot coming out from Cahal to get back one for his boy. Oof. This is such an even game, Turk. Like, this is actually insane.
Yeah, just trade after trade after trade. One member goes down, another follows. One member goes down, another follows.
Rinse and objectives across the map. You know? 1 for 1 on every sense of the word. Oh my goodness.
Wow. And I mean, as a result, it really is just that 1 for 1 overall. The gold lead is non-existent, 100 gold. The game's dead even at this point. You're really waiting for something to blow wide open. Guo has those 2 kills, crucially. That's something to take note of for Sean Fan Club, but equally so Kiba Boy, the one who we really wanted to pay attention to with this R5 LeBlanc, has those 3 kills to his name right now, so you know that LeBlanc's going to be strong. Sean's done a really good job at absorbing this pressure, I might add, but those are the 2 members you probably don't want to have gold if you're the enemy team.
Yeah. It's definitely it, as Cali G get followed through. Ooh, opts to take the auto back through with the assisted tower shot. Bro, if you're not built like that, is Oru gonna chase him under tower. No wave for Cali to try and make anything off of, but look at the pings, look at the map. You see Cahal rotating up, and so are Sean and Guo here in the tri-bush. He wants it. Oh, but he was on a ward the whole time. Cali G's gonna take the credit, get the shutdown, and say thanks for the donation, nerd.
Just so much trading happening here.
Sean.
Yeah, that first item, Proto Belt's just going to give you that much more maneuverability, which is nice. A-hop around. Doing a good job just to zone him off there. And trading mid over and over. You see Sean do the same thing there too. With that Silas, you want to time your ultimate based off the last ability that LeBlanc uses. So of course, if the LeBlanc uses chains, if you press your R, you're going to be able to get the chains as a response. And that's how we saw that 1 kill go down mid, and had that chain have landed mid there once again, maybe Sean could have found a better trade, be able to maybe try to actually find a kill in the case, but ultimately nothing's going to happen there. Instead, we saw all that attention being put towards that top side, and that was a really good response from Guo and Cali G to be able to capitalize on Keyhall, and it seemed like that's a good setup for a dive. We could find the angle, but as you mentioned, it was pinged. Ooh. Fishing for the corruption. Not quite, though. Eudora.
Oh, yeah. Flashing, nice headbutt. Keeps the pulverized as well, but how long can A-Hop survive as all three members of this Dorado squad are trying to chunk him down? And that is a mighty, mighty buff bull managing to stay alive here. Woo-hoo-hoo, Giba boy, watch out! I swear, this is like watching a multi-man pro wrestling match. They just people keep coming in, just tags in and out. There's
The Royal Rumble.
Like, fuck, oh, here he comes with the steel chair. It's like, oh no, he's got a ladder. Is that a light tube? Like, it's just getting ridiculous. And it's only been 9 kills in 16 minutes.
Hey, we want the bloodbath. Looks like we're gonna get it. The players are delivering. More trading here topside. Oru and Kali G.
They're gonna trade for eternity at this point. This man. Keep trading and then backing off and trading again. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. This is pure degenerate League of Legends that I love to see so much.
A-Hop piloting this Alistar really well this game too.
Yeah.
Being able to recognize that timer on Eudora, you know that the flash is going to come through, and that's exactly what it is. Eudora actually on the rail offers his flash. He just Qs first, then flashes to get that insta-stun. It's very difficult to react to, but A-Hop, just that sixth sense, knows that, and that headbutt's perfectly timed. Completely negates the whole engage there, and I think arguably that could have been a kill. I think very much, if not a double. So really well done there by A-Hop to absorb that pressure, and we'll see exactly what else stems from it. But so far, so good on the Alistar. I really like that answer into the rel.
Okay, and in the meantime of all of that, Cahal will go ahead and claim Rift Herald. This is really, really good for Dorado. I really want to get this game 3. And currently they're poised to do that if they keep these fights going their way. As now we have to push onto some towers. This is honestly the first siege I've seen on any of the towers all game. When I think about it, I have not really.
We're just fighting.
Yeah, they've just really been fighting. It's been a slugfest. Sean's gonna turn out a full combo onto Kiba Boy and chunk him for about a half. He tries to go back in, but guess who's there? It's Cahal. Flashes in for it. Chain is on. Not enough region in the world for you, baby boy. And Sean's gonna fall once again. Kiba Boy getting his get back. In the meantime, the Dragon trying to be secured by the Syndicate Sean fan club. Rob's gonna go ahead and knock one out, but the Dragon is still being focused. Okay, it will go to the blue team. Sean fan club does get it, but now the fight in the meantime. How do y'all get out of this alive? Galley's being flacked over the side to take out 2-5 as Kiba Boy's on a killing spree, gonna go ahead and destroy A-Hop. Guo's in the mix. Oh no, Diego's resetting. Oh no, he gets another one. Solo Mason takes out Keyhall. And the momentum that was looking so good for Dorado is now gone out the window and going back in favor of the Sean fan club as they're gonna go ahead and finish this one off. And it's the Dragon and an ace for the Syndicate squad.
Yeah, they deny that soul point stacking right then and there, which is huge at this point right now. That sets you up prime for this mid to later stage of the game here. Of course, you get so much else off the back of that. You're going to be able to deny a camp. You get more waves pushed in bot side. You get a ton of damage on this mid tier 1. Arguably, you get it right now. Kali G is going to secure that first brick too. Something to take note of, and it seems like right then and there the game's really started to blow open for the side of Syndicate Sean fan club. Can they continue to keep pushing? Because as we were just mentioning, game was dead even for the first 18 minutes now, and this is finally the first lead that we're seeing from either team. And really at this point you wonder how well they can handle this. Can they transition this, keep it going? I mean, look where the gold is once again. It's on the exact members you need it to be.
Yeah, the exact members indeed. Jeez, when you said it's been even for 18 minutes, I actually had to look at the clock again to make sure that was right. Because yeah, it has been dead even since the beginning of this game. It's just been, they've been playing tennis. This has just been one long ass game of League of Legends tennis. Oh no, they're jumping in and once again on the mid lane. The bot duo trying to get something done. A-Hop's gonna go and stay alive here. Ooh, that is one unbreakable will. And to stay alive again in the top lane though. It's a 2v1 as Oru trying to fight off 2. Sean in the top lane, that's a great ultimate to steal for him at this point in the game. He's back away, running towards Otacon, who's going to help him out. And Sean takes out Oru. It's calling for backup. It took 2, but they managed to get it done.
Yeah, and in mid, all of that threat's going to be absorbed once again by A-Hop on the cow, and that ultimate, he actually denies that chain connecting from Kiba Boy, which guarantees that Solo Mason is going to survive there. That's exactly what happens. They get that kill topside, so they're up 1-0 in that sequence right there. And once again, you can see just bit by bit, they continue to claw and to push this advantage here. Kiba Boy fishing from the Raptor pit, but This time now it becomes a little bit more difficult for that LeBlanc to really be able to set things up, and usually at this time too, I actually like to see LeBlancs and a lot more of Assassins. Instead of taking the blue trinket, you actually take the sweeper, because that's where you get a lot of the value with this LeBlanc, is finding those pockets of vision where the enemy just doesn't have any, and that's when you can really find those angles to get those assassinations. We do see the Rift crashing mid.
Yeah, and they're gonna go and take this tower. Oh god. It took about like 18 minutes before the first tower fell, and looks like it'll be 21. No, never mind. They haven't fallen yet. They're on the chase. Keep it, boy. Kaha trying to get away from this. Oh, you're in the Hextech ultimate.
No way.
You're in the blender. Oh no, the Vortex is online. It looks like for the SFC as they grab 2 quick kills, looking to turn their attention onto more gold, some more objectives, getting more vision around. Now it's starting. We were talking about how long can they keep some momentum going. That ball is rolling downhill pretty damn fast.
It is. Really off the back of Cali G there too, and it's a good Rift Hero crash in mid. Unfortunately for them, they just stay for a bit too long there. Keyhall and Kiba Boy are both going to be picked up off the back of Cali G, just finding that flank with that ultimatum, and he connects that. This is nice. We're going to see an equalize on that mid turret. Probably something you shouldn't have been able to get, but the fact that you do is great. Of course, equally so, like we saw in game 1 Sean Fan Club ends up getting that lead no matter what. They're trading 1-for-1 somewhere on the map, so the equalize with that top tier 1.
The best they can at this point, waiting for, you know, the next big brawl, the next big fight to really swing things in their favor. In a minute, dragon number 4 will spawn. The first 2 unique dragons went the way of Dorado. Now the soul dragons, the rift dragons. So far, the first one went the way of the Sean Fan Club. Let's see if they can get any more. Oh no, Oru whipped down the bot lane to try to get away from some of the pressure, but once again, the 2-man of Sean and Guo, they're going to try to take out Oru here. Great TP call in, but it's also answered. It's about to be a 2v3, as here comes Cali G, zooming down to the bot lane. Oru might not be able to survive. He does not have flash available, trying to get back to safety of the turret.
No way.
My god, he all out follows Guo through to the turret, takes him down, gets the shutdown, stays alive a bit longer. The turret played the 3rd man they needed that equation. And it's equalized 1-for-1 for 1-for-2 rather, and now the fight's still going on. I'm trying to collect myself as Cali G has to escape from these hungry Dorado Gaming Omega demons.
Dude, what is that Cassante champion? Cali G? Oh, okay, no Kaisa ult, but the chains aren't going to connect. He's dead.
Oh my god. Oh, that was not supposed to happen. That was not in the plans. That was not in the books. Oh, Dorado said don't get too comfortable because we're going to snatch that lead back from you real quick as they will take this 4th dragon. Puts up 1 point.
One small misstep. Just an overextension on the Cassante. We got the kill on Oru topside no more than 3 minutes ago. We try to do the same thing bot to collapse, but unfortunately it's just not enough. And the TPs come down. Everybody plays for that bot side sequence, but at the end of the day, Dorado Gaming is going to come out ahead, and it really is off the back of Oru. Unbelievable play under that turret. He bought so much time too. He lived for like 5 seconds longer than what I thought he'd live for.
Yeah, all because of that ultimate. It took him through to the tower. Oh my god. That's sick.
So well played. Yeah, kudos. So well played.
Oh man. And now Sean's going to try to play bodyguard duty against him now at this point. I mean, I don't necessarily think it's a great idea, giving a little bit of precedent. And here comes,
what?
Whoa! Oh my god, keep away that damage. Looking to take him out here, but he'll run into the safe arms of Cali G to get him out of there. That would have been terrible had Guo died right there at that moment.
He actually popped
a Baron Arnicon.
He actually procced Sterix too, so that's through Sterix. I think. I'm pretty sure. Don't. Yeah, no, definitely was.
Yeah, Sterix on cooldown. So, okay, manages to get the shield. Has to dash away. Cali G has to be so careful now because Keeper Boy is 7-4-1. 5 stacks on the Dark Seal. That ring looking real pretty with them gems.
Has a pocket rel. Oh, just missing. That would have canceled the hook shot as well.
It would have, yeah.
Could have put Cali G in a lot of trouble. Probably burning the flash for sure, but going to be able to get away unscathed there. And at the end of the day, it's a-okay for both teams. Crucially though, yeah, as we progress, 25-minute mark, while we saw a bit of a lead being accrued, at this point right now, it's pretty much nullified once again. Gold lead is completely irrelevant at 25.5 minutes here. Next dragon coming up in 2-3 minutes here. Pay attention to that. The Baron's now up, of course, so there's lots of things to play for on the map for both of these teams. So we'll have to see exactly what they want to prioritize, and that'll really start to take shape here within the next minute and a half here. As you can already see Eudora and Keyhall trying to move in towards this top side. Not able to get any real vision set up at this moment though quite yet. Of course you could still see that Syndicate Sean fan club continue to control this river in this top side. So mid prio is the most important thing right now, Crow.
Yeah, absolutely. They want to widen up this map ability more to get some deeper vision, as both teams have been playing a lot of the vision game this game around, denying as much as they can. I mean, you see the vision score on this. Is that like 67?
Yep, for both supports actually.
Jeez, yeah, that's how much sweeping and warding has been going on for this game. I mean, hey, that's how it's supposed to be. You need to be doing that, especially at this point in the game. You know, not too many neutral objectives. You could force a fight on Otacon. A lot of teams don't like to do that, just because it is very, very difficult to fight around, especially Ruinous with the AoE drain that goes around. So definitely, you know, something to keep eyes on. But yeah, they're just jockeying for another fight. They have slowed it down considerably. Sure, there's the slight leads for Sean fan club at this moment, but it feels so dead even, all because of the carries of Dorado Omega. I mean, just look how strong Kiba Boy is right now, right? Like, this man is chunking people down to a quarter of their health every single time, and even though it's mostly assists on the side of Hall, that is some fat damage coming from that Graves.
Yeah, Keyhall, he's starting to actually get some damage for sure. Got those 2 items completed, those 5 stacks on that Dark Seal for Kiba Boy. Set himself up to be able to play for that Medjai, so maybe we'll end up seeing that come through. The real thing we want to be paying attention to here is going to be this Ferris, because Solo Mason is actually the only member right now that has that 3-item spike. So basically all of that gold lead is going to be, interesting, Callie, is going to be put on that Ferris. So
look at the pings, look at the pings.
Yeah, the pings are coming down. That's exactly it here. If they want to force
they're gonna go in. Oh, a miss onto Eudora. Blast comes actually goes for the engage. Great Magnet Sword crashdown combo. It's set off to the side, but here comes Callie G. Gets immediately on the back line. 2-5 is down. Going in as far as they can, but the damage is so potent from the Sean fan club. Dorado tried to start that fight, but it looks like the Sean fan club are going to finish it. Oru up in the mix, not able to do anything. Has to flash away, try to get away. 2-5 just barely living here. Blinking health bars. They're going straight in. Callie G wants to dive. Callie G wants some more blood. And that's going to be a full ace. Bro, Sean fan club said you won't start something, they're gonna be nothing. We gonna finish and put you on the ground ourselves. Gets the full ace, gets the tower. They got the grubs on their side too. They're ready to finish this off. They're gonna go ahead and take the inhibitor tower, take the inhib. The only one alive is Eudora. Sure, they got Kiba Boy up at 7. They're just gonna take that and march back down. Maybe grab a dragon if they can, but it's gonna be very dicey with these respawns.
Yeah, right now that's going to be it. What does Dorado Gaming decide to do? If I was them, I wouldn't match this dragon right now. I'd walk straight topside as fast as I could, and I'd start playing for that Baron. Because of course we're going to see right now Syndicate Sean fan club. That's great. They get this dragon on the exit. That's awesome. But now they need to get their resets in. They need to get back on the map. You can see all of the pings right now coming down on that Baron. Both teams know exactly where they need to be right now, and it's all about this initial setup.
This is so interesting. So interesting. I mean, we were talking about how well everybody was doing their warding jobs earlier on, and now like most of that vision has been swept away or is gone, and just right back to things as business as usual. Callie G gonna be in the side lane doing side lane Camille things. This is that point where I wanted to see, you know, what does Camille get done? How does she go about it? And I mean, okay, Ravenous Hydra, good. I mean, I don't know if I would have preferred Titanic here or not, but Ravenous Hydra really good, especially for the 1v1, you know, get that lifesteal back as well. As well, now Oru has a Bramble Vest. He didn't have that before, but it's now. What are they going to do? They catch out Keeper Boy? Maybe. No, he's going to get a little bit of a stabby stab, but retreating back to the arms of his team. Now the issue is, when do they fight again? What do they fight over? Otacon and Baron are up and alive, but at this point in the game, you can't afford to blunder anything. Do they fight over vision? Do they fight over somebody caught out a little bit out of position? Because I don't think they're going to try and wait 350 for the next dragon.
Well, they're setting up for a bush cheese right now, and I think they found it.
Oh yeah, Chain of Corruption is out. It's on to Eudora. Gonna crash down a Magnet Sword, but intercepted in the air. A-Hop on this Alistar is so good. You might as well say the A might stand for A-Hop, as Sean's gonna get that cutter onto Eudora. What a great catch.
Looks like they're going to be able to clean this up here. That's just a good decision there, that little pocket of vision that they found. They're able to wait. They're just patient. They find that angle. They pull trigger, and they force a fight. And before you know it, now they've started up this Baron here. Keyhall, too. He crucially just reset. And whether he's able to get here in time, I'm not so sure. It's going to be off the back of Kiba Boy, though.
Look at the pings, yeah. Kiba Boy is there, has the vision in, but they take this way too fast. There's no way
It's gone.
to get any sort of seal. Yeah, that is gone. Smite secured, and Dunzo. Kiba Boy just trying to keep tabs on the enemy at this point. Pings towards the top side. Immediate barrier from Mason. He said, no, we're not even going to chance that. But man, Solo Mason has been such a great, definitive, reliable damage force for this Sean Fan Club lineup as Oru and now 2-5 get on to Kali G here. Great buffer in, tries to take him down here. He's very, very low, and yeah, they're going to be able to take him out. Oru going to claim that credit, but in the top side, though, the other 4 are still pushing in hard, taking towers, taking all the gold they can.
Yeah, they're going to get a kill at the end of the day in bot side, but of course that tier 2 is going to be going down in top, and now this gold lead sitting about 7k at this point. It's really started to balloon here for the side of the Sean Fan Club, so that's nice to see from them. Looks like they've been able to accelerate this game that much more here. Guo 7-1. You see that 4-1 mark from Solo Mason too. Has 4 items at this point. He's looks like, I'm guessing that final one too is going to be something like that Jack show, so it's going to be very difficult to actually be able to kill that Varus, and if you do at that point, you still need to worry about Kali, you still need to worry about Guo, so finding the angles right now for the side of Dorado Gaming is difficult. It's not impossible, but it's very difficult right now. So we'll see exactly what Syndicate Sean Fan Club can get set up on the map with this Baron. They have the power play. The Dragon's in 1:30. You can already see them moving into this top side, and that much I like. Or bot side, excuse me. Oops.
Yeah, they're trying to prep 1:30 till Dragon, like you said. Immediate catch on the Cahal. He's caught. He can't get away. He opts to try to throw out the lack chop, but he's going to get felled. A-Hop says, give me that credit. I'm a hungry, hungry bull. And that might just have been the final nail in the coffin for this Dorado lineup, as they have the Baron, they got the Grubs, they have everything now. 4v5 marching towards his bot side. Decent siege power. This Varus hurts so much. Look how fast that tower's falling, and the Magnet Sword crash down trying to go into the combo, but the backline is untouched. Boy is in the backline now, but what all damage can he get on? Kali G is taking out everybody trying to get in his way. Boy's down. Eudora is down. There's only 2 left standing on the side of Dorado Omega. Make that 1. It's all up to 2-5 who don't want none of that smoke at all. He says, I'm going to stay here. That's cool. Y'all can get this if y'all want. But man, this is going to be the victory march. Sean Fan Club, you can never count them out, because you try to fight them, you better bring the whole army, because these guys got hands, and they are showing you why you can't bow off.
No, this game's done and dusted right here. That is a crazy ending. They just find 1 pick on Keyhall there on the Graves, and they just run it right down their throat. End up taking that tier 3, take the inhibitor, and then take the game on top of that. So 34 minutes, the game's going to be closed out, and it seemed pretty good all around once again for Syndicate Sean Fan Club. Couple throws here and there, but yeah, the game, for being as even as what it was for the first 18, pretty much 20 minutes of it,
crazy,
seemed to just completely blow wide open after 1 fight. Of course, we did have that 1 misplay afterwards, but after that, they didn't let their foot off the pedal once, and the game was done and dusted. As we could see some of these stats right now, look at that Varus damage, my man. You see that?
I don't want to look at it.
That's scary. That's 31 and a half, 32k damage. Kiba Boy did good on the LeBlanc. He got as much damage as he could. That R5 pick did have a lot of value, especially in that early game. It just felt like they couldn't translate it into that mid, into the later stages, and that's a problem that you have with that LeBlanc. You need that vision control to be able to set things up, find those death bushes where you can find those picks yourself, and unfortunately they just weren't able to do that. And Sean on the Silas did a good job. We didn't like the pick. I still don't like the pick, but he played really well with that Silas and made a lot of things happen.
It took a while for it to ramp up, for real. Early game, Sean was getting kind of mopped.
yeah.
times over.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't have that one really cheeky, cute Rel Ultimate Steal 1-for-1 trade. But yeah, wasn't the biggest fan of the Silas pick. Later on, it did help out a lot, you know, being able to steal the Cassante Ultimate and the Rel Ultimate in those later fights. But yeah, it's just the inability to convert Keep a Boy's lead and his power across the map. I mean, 2-5 had a way better game this game than he did game number 1. That's for sure.
Yep.
Man, the Sean fan club, they were not playing around. I told you, these boys love to fight, and they showed you why right here every single time. Even if it was like 2v1, 3v1, they didn't care. They're like, bro, get all the dogs in here. We fighting. And it worked out in the end for them.
Yeah, honestly, that was a bit of like the Sean like hater club at the beginning of the series, because I was like, okay, I pretty much assume like it's pretty much done. Like Dorado Gaming's got this. It's gonna be clean. I wasn't thinking necessarily a 2, always thinking it'd go all the way, but I figured Dorado Gaming, based off their previous experience, wouldn't have much of a problem with them, but it actually turned out to be the inverse, and kudos to them for proving me wrong. I'm more than happy to acknowledge that. So, Sean Fan Club, everybody did extremely well tonight, very much impressed, and it seemed like everybody played the way that they needed to be able to secure it. And I guess we could kind of pivot back real quick to Dorado Gaming. There were some really good moments that they had there, but I think, honestly, Crow, the biggest problem that I saw this series was actually the draft. I'm not sure I liked either of their drafts from game 1 or game 2. Game 2 seemed a bit better. We talked about that, but I felt like their drafts put them at major disadvantages. They had very little engaged to be able to force anything, and it seemed like it really showed itself as the game progressed. That's just what I'm thinking.
I definitely like Games 2's draft better than Games 1, because it looked like they had a bit of a split identity, split philosophy on what they wanted to do in game number 1. I just think it was a little bit of a hands diff in game number 2. Unfortunately, because like I said, like we both said, the first 18, 19 minutes of that game were so even, and they were being able to take the fight to Sean Fan Club. Like Syndicate, they got out. Like they didn't get out clean though. That's the whole thing. How many aces did we see? That was insane. But yeah, definitely go back to the drawing board, look at the drafts. Always try to have a concrete idea, fully top to bottom of what your composition wants to achieve, and make sure your hands are going to be able to act accordingly with the draft. That's like the big thing. And also, I mean, it is a very common thing for teams at this level to leave a lot of downtime in between objectives. Force the issue, force the fight, you know, like make the other team sweat. It's the best you can do. And honestly, they can bounce back for this. Like we said, it's only week 4. We got several weeks to go. We have plenty of time for y'all to regroup and rebound, recover, and get back into the swing of things. So, honestly, not too much of a problem there.
No, honestly, not at all. Like, Syndicate Sean Fan Club, now you move your record up to 2-1. Be able to pull off that 2-0, 100%, that's a confidence boost. There's no doubt about that at all. And moving forwards into week 5, 6, 7 as a game, or as a league progresses, that's where things are hopefully going to continue to roll for them. They looked like a really strong team tonight. Like upper echelon for sure. Out of all of the streams that we've casted together, they seem to be like one of the most dialed in teams that we've seen so far. So I look forward to seeing them more, and I expect to see them more.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Look, hey, playoffs, you're looking to lock in your spot. You can potentially do so. This team right here, absolutely insane. But I mean, you know what is also insane? Boom, segue. My boys over at Zen Market, bro. I'm telling you. Look, you want some Japanese goods? You want some premium Japanese items? Zen Market has got your back. Help you buy items from over 10,000 different Japanese shops. 10,000 shops directly in Japan, all over. As well as place bids on auctions on your behalf. They'll even consolidate everything, ship it one container. No 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 box mess arriving on your doorstep. They got you. Provide excellent customer service, 19 languages, which is why Zen Market is trusted by over 2 million users worldwide. Make sure you are using the code Aegis, all caps when you spell the man's names, at checkout for 1,000 yen off your first international shipping fee. Once again, click the panel down below, or, use the command in the chat. Get you on Zen Market. But that's all for now. I've been Beautiful Crow. That's been Turk. Say bye to Ice behind on production. We love y'all, Aegis fam. We will see you guys next time.
Thanks for watching.
Zen Market.
Zen Market.
Zen Market.
Zen Market.
Zen Market.
Zen Market.
ありがとう
ございます。
ありがとう。
ありがとうございます。